Yo, Novatos, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast. Yet again, we're out here in the Bay Area, San Jose, California. And so anyways, the 2022 models are now here, of course. And we're expecting a few more announcements on the 26th. So I just wanted to give you guys a few tips. Basically a breakdown of stuff to look out for if you're a new buyer or first time buyer. You know, just a few tips just to protect yourself, just in case. And some of you guys are probably saying, you know, that I'm a hater or whatever, or I hate on dealers. I have a lot of negative dealer videos. It's just that I believe we are at a disadvantage as a buyer. We don't buy bikes. We don't finance vehicles. We don't finance, you know, houses, whatever. And they don't even teach that stuff here in the United States. If you're somewhere outside of the United States, that might be different. But in the United States, I don't believe they teach us anything about money. That's the reason why we have so many bad loans and of course, student loans. Just overall, in general, bad financial decisions have been made. I've made my own mistakes, of course. I had a really bad one. Anyways, if you guys see in the Facebook groups, you know, there's been a few bad deals out there. And like I said, we're not taught, or we don't get taught, or they don't teach us about money in school. And I mean, there's other math that we have and we don't even use it, like geometry and a few other ones, a few different subjects out there that are pretty much useless. And I believe they should be teaching us a little bit, or teaching young folks, young people about money. So anyways, let's get on with the first one. Of course, impulse buying. One of those things where we decide, you know what, they're 2022 models are out there now, and we should probably, or you're thinking about, you know what, I'm just gonna go look at them. I'm just gonna go see what's new, go see what's different, what, you know, new color they have and stuff like that. And then we end up somehow getting on a bike and falling in love with the bike. And you know, impulse buying is one of those things that you don't have any research, you haven't spoken to any other dealers, and once a sales guy gets you seated on a Harley or on a bike, they're not going to let you go anywhere. Of course, that is their mission, to keep you at the dealership and close that deal. That is their mission, because I believe somewhere around 80 or 90%, I can't remember, like I said, it's been a long time since I've worked at a dealer, 80% of the people that you let go do not come back. So it is their mission to keep you there and make sure they get you to sign some type of paperwork. So like I said, you show up, you look at these bikes, and then you see the right one and you get on the right one. And of course, these are beautiful machines, and you'll end up falling in love, and you'll just feel like you got to get it. You know, it's one of those things, man, like I got to have it. This is my bike. It's you know, it's talking to me. It's calling me. It's that passion. Getting on to the next one is, you know, do not negotiate payments. Do not go in there and talk about payments. Talk about the out the door price, what you're paying for the bike. Like I said, the payment things, there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of things for you to, or for the sales guy to change and move numbers around. Of course, there's a lot of things. We're talking about interest rates. We're talking about you know, fees. We're talking about charges, markups, all that other stuff. All those little fees, you do not know. The breakdown of those prices, you do not know how much you're really getting the bike for if you're negotiating payments. So I mean, there's different ways of getting around to it. You might think that you're getting a better deal, but excuse me, but in the end, you're probably paying more, because some of these loans, they could be extended up to 7-8 years. So instead of having your regular 6-year plan, and you're thinking the sales guy or the finance guy is giving you a better deal by lowering your payment, in reality, you're probably extending those payments. Moving on to the next phase, of course, with the financing and the loans in mind, just be ready. Get a credit union. Know what you're pre-approved for. That way, you have a better idea. Some of these credit unions give out great deals. Dealers are supposed to find you a better bank or a lender. But typically they'll usually use their own, because they do get some type of commission. They do get a little bit of a kickback, of course. So just go to a credit union. It's not going to cost you anything. And that statement or that loan offer, it's good for about 30 days. Most of them, they're good for 30 days. So you have a 30-day window for you to shop around and go to different dealers and you know what you have in your back pocket. For some reason, like myself, I couldn't get anything lower than about maybe 8% with Eagle Financing, which is Harley's credit union, or Harley's lender or loan or whatever, financial services. Yes, I couldn't get anything below 8%, and 8% is a high interest rate. That's a lot. So I knew at the end of the day that I had that 4% in my back pocket with my credit union. So it's a helpful tool. You know where you're at, and you know what you can afford. All right, so moving on with the adding gear, adding parts onto your loan, adding additional services, financial services, such as extended warranties, prepaid plans, gap, ceramic coating, which is honestly the biggest BS. And yeah, I mean, just adding different wheels and tires, warranties, and gear, financing gear and stuff like that. You guys have to be cautious with these additional services and these parts and labors. I've seen it firsthand. People do finance because they do get pre-approved, and they have with the dealer or whatever financial manufacturer they're doing. I mean, they're encouraging this. They want you to put stuff on. They want you to have that payment or that amount, that loan, because let's be honest, 8% on 18,000, good. You know, that's pretty good for the for the dealership or for the manufacturer. That's great. But once you add parts, Screaming Eagle parts, labor, that's a big one. I mean, we're looking at $140 an hour, and it adds up quick, guys. It adds up real quick. You could easily stack on maybe an extra $5,000 to $10,000 in just gear, labor, and parts. I've seen it. I've seen some of the custom builds that they have at these dealers where they're somewhere around $10,000 to $15,000 over MSRP, and pretty much you're financing labor and you're financing those parts, which is it's a big no, because that bike at the end of the day is only worth $18,000. Even though you put $10,000 worth of goods onto that bike, now you're in for $30,000 on an $18,000 bike. And it just happens. Sometimes life happens, and sometimes stuff changes, and now we're not really into the bike, and now we're looking at probably offloading it, or like I said, financially something happens. Now you're in $30,000 loan, and you're looking to sell that bike. Nobody's gonna give you $30,000 for that bike when clearly it's only worth $18,000. So just be wary of adding gear, financing gear, because let's just say the helmet is $400, and you're putting that onto your loan. Now you're making payments of 8% on that helmet for the next 72 months. Or whatever amount, 72, 74 months. I'm not good at math. Heads up, overall, trade-ins and stuff like that. Yes, there's more tips. I don't want to get into that too much, but try to leave those for the end of the deal, because like I said in one of my videos, once you start negotiating trade-in at the get-go, now you're giving yourselves more options, or you're giving the dealership more options to kind of move numbers around, and it's just a lot of variables for you to kind of consider. Like I said, it's a numbers game, guys. So try to leave out any details out. Don't try to, if you're paying cash, don't mention that up front, of course, because these dealers are trying to maximize their profits, and the best way for them to do that is to kind of, hide some of the fees in here and hide some of the fees in there. And if you're saying you're paying in cash, then you don't give them any room to hide some of these fees. So they're not likely on working, or they're not likely on giving you a better deal, mainly because, like I said, they could hide some of these fees in some of these other areas of the deal. So I think that's pretty much it. I think if there's anything else, you guys leave it in the comments. Some of you guys that have dealt with these dealers, just leave your comments down below. And I'm not here, hating on the dealerships. I'm not, doing any of that. It's just like I said, I'm giving you guys some tips, some tools to kind of even out the playing field. Like I said, these guys sell these vehicles day in and day out. We don't buy these vehicles. We're not in there buying a vehicle every day. So we're not experts. We don't know what to expect. These guys know how to do it. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. So it's just, you guys got to be prepared. So All right, enough rambling. Just share your thoughts down below. Share your experiences. Let me know, or let these viewers know what you guys been through and what they could probably do to better their chances of not getting screwed over, not getting themselves in a bad financial situation. So you guys just stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.